got myself to Vegas. My dad was fairly present at this point. So, I went to go see him there. They helped me get to New York. I had 2 giant suitcases, and that's all I had. I got to New York, and I was like, gotta get a job.
Right.
Like, literally landed, went, and looked for coffee shops to work at because I was just working at one in Hawaii. So I was like, I'm qualified.
Right. You're like, I know how to do that.
You should hire me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think how that changed me is that it kept me running. Me running, because if I stopped, things would hurt. And if I stopped, no one would help me.
Right.
In my mind. I was
Right.
like,
You're thinking like there is no rescue. There's no rescue
yeah,
boat
it's
coming.
me and me, because it was either me and my mom, and now she's not there, so now it's me. And I have to figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. So you land in New York. You immediately go get a job.
Yes.
But you're also back in school now.
I graduated.
You had graduated.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
graduated.
So
So
now
I finished the year in Hawaii,
Yeah.
and I almost didn't, but I finished the year, and then I moved to New York.
Okay. And so now what's the plan, right? Are you thinking are you going back into dance at this
Yeah.
point? That's the goal.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go hard and dance.
Okay. And New York dance
Tough.
culture, and again, this isn't my world, but I've heard the rumors, right? It's a tough culture. So talk to me a little bit about just like that period of time, because obviously that'll transition us into this fitness journey, which I know started a bit in New York.
Yeah.
Maybe it started earlier than that. But
Well, it actually
I'd say
kinda did a little
boxing journey started
Yeah,
in New York.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
we'll get there. But talk to me a little bit. So you're working at a coffee shop. You're pursuing dance now. You're like, this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
So what does that
I
part of
just
the journey
hustled,
look like?
because I knew how to be that person though, because from Guam, we always didn't know people.
Yeah.
So I just kind of put myself in people's faces. I wasn't the best one in the rooms most of the time.
Right.
But I trained like I was, and I trained like I knew I was going to be. Like I had the biggest faith in myself.
Right.
That even if you didn't see me right away, you were going to see me eventually.
That's right.
So I just stayed in people's faces, and I networked, and I talked, and I was nice,
Yeah.
and I worked really, really hard. I would say if I could correct myself on anything to have done better, I could have spoke up for myself a bit more. But my work really did speak for itself to get me to the places that I was meant to dance at.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of cool stuff. Like I danced for a company I loved, with the work that I believed in that allowed me to be myself.
Yeah.
Actually, Greg,
Okay.
the Dash Ensemble.
Yeah. Him and I are lining it up.
I
We're
love
gonna
it.
talk soon.
Yeah, he was the core center of my dance career, and like the dream.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was my dream, but it became the dream of
Yeah.
like the dreamiest job I could have had.
That's right. Well, shout out to Greg.
Yeah.
Lo just connected us recently. He runs a professional dance company as well as an academy for
Yes.
kids. So he's going to be on the podcast in the coming weeks. But
Super sick.
shout out to him. So cool to hear that this is where that piece of the journey
Yep.
connects. So I know that obviously you're hustling out here. You're doing
Yep.
the dance thing. You're doing some amazing things. I know that in New York is when you first started boxing, and I didn't intro this. So, Lo is obviously an amazing boxing coach, amazing group instructor. The work ethic that she speaks about right now is second to none. I mean, I can say that just firsthand, And but in terms of boxing, I think the journey starts kind of in New York. Somehow
Yeah.
you kind of happenstance just walk into a boxing gym. But can you talk to me through
Yeah.
that piece of it?
So I again was dancing, and
Yeah.
I had someone advise me to start cross training, because I, in essence, like needed to lose weight was the
Oh, okay. Is
underlying
that from
factor.
the dance pressures?
Yeah,
Understood. Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't Greg. It
Right.
wasn't Greg.
Shout out Greg. Not just-